Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brandon with Brando Sports World here, and today we're doing team number 19, the Texas Longhorns out of the Big 12 Conference. Their head coach is Steve Sarkisian, who's coming off a decently solid season for the Texas Longhorns. Now, I know that the Texas Longhorns brass is really looking for more than 8 wins, and Steve Sarkisian could be the guy that actually gets them there. They've struck out with some of the recent head coaches, but he has a track record of success that I think he's going to bring really well for the Texas Longhorns. Over his 9 years as a head coach, he's gone 59-47, which is good enough for a 56% win rate overall. Now, in just 2 years as the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, he's only 13-12. Now, I know that his first season did not go as planned, but his second season showed a lot of promise, and I think that they're building something really good in Austin. The biggest question that people are asking right now, are the Texas Longhorns really back? Will the hype just be all talk, or are the Longhorns really going to turn back to their rightful place with all the glory they have? Like I said before, the boosters and higher-ups in Austin, they demand excellence, and this just might be the year that it actually happens. Guys, if you're a fan of the Big 12 or the Texas Longhorns, please subscribe to my channel right now, as I have a lot of great content coming for you for the rest of the season, as well as I count down to my number 1 team of the 2023 season. The connection between quarterback Quinn Ewers and also Xavier Worthy is going to be absolutely electric. And if they find the success I think they're going to have, they might set themselves for a lot of postseason rewards. They returned 15 starters offensively and defensively, and they're poised to compete for the Big 12 championship this year. My biggest concern is losing running back Bijan Robinson, who is an electric running back who ran behind his pads and really laid the lumber when he needed to. He's off to the NFL, and they're looking to fill a hole there that needs to be filled immediately. If they end up finding someone to replace Bijan Robinson, watch out, because this team is going to be a top 10 team all year long. The other thing that I think is going to set Texas up for some really long-term success, especially this year, is I think their defense improves even more so than they did in 2022, and they really flourished this year in 2023. Kicking it off for week 1 is a game against Rice. Guys, Rice has no chance of winning this game, and I have you winning this one 49-10. There's nothing else to really say about it. Week number 2, guys, it's a game against Alabama. Now, I know you guys want this revenge so badly, and rightfully so. I'm not a fan of the Texas Longhorns per se, but I really despise the Alabama Crimson Tide. After a while, it gets old to seeing the same team win over and over and over again. Granted, I know Georgia's been more of the cream of the crop of the SEC, but we can't deny how much success Nick Saban has had at Alabama. This could be the year that the Texas Longhorns knock off the Alabama Crimson Tide and start reestablishing themselves up at the upper echelon of college football glory. It's really tough to pick them to lose, and I think you guys have a very strong chance to win this game. And I know you want to win this game and get your revenge. I just have a very hard time picking against Nick Saban, and they do have a ton of talent all across the board, just like you guys do. But Alabama is the more proven team at this point, and I think they win this one 35-32 in a close game. But guys, before you quickly click out of this video, just realize that this is definitely a toss-up game, and you have an opportunity to win this game, and it's very close to being 50-50. At the moment, I just have you guys barely losing this one. But rest assured, heading into week 3 is another opportunity to win, and you go up against the Wyoming Cowboys. The Wyoming Cowboys are a solid team, but they have no chance of winning a game against you guys. You have incredible talent and depth all across the board, like I mentioned before. You guys win this one 42-7. Week number 4 is a game at Baylor, another tough team out of Texas. Dave Aranda is looking to do some really good things, and they're looking to improve on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Dave Aranda is a defensive-minded coach, and they had a lot of trouble last year. And I think that was one of the reasons why they didn't find so much success as they did the year prior. This year, I think his defense improves tremendously, and anyone that's watched any of my other videos knows that I think Baylor is going to be a very strong team in the Big 12 Conference this year. However, you guys handle your business, and you beat Baylor 38-27. Week number 5 is a game against Kansas, the Jayhawks. The Kansas Jayhawks are looking to do some really great things also under Lance Leipold. Lance Leipold is a great coach, and I think that their quarterback-running back duo is going to cause some fits for a lot of teams in the Big 12 Conference this year. I think they're going to cause a lot of problems for people, but I think they're going to have trouble against your up-and-coming defense. Now, I think they'll find success at times, but ultimately, you guys end up beating a solid team out of the Big 12, and you win this one 38-24. Now, this is the game that everyone really wants to know who's going to win, and it's up against the Oklahoma Sooners. We already know this game is being played in Dallas. and you guys are looking to throttle them once more. Last year, I believe the score was like 49-0. You guys gave Brent Venables a Red River welcoming. That's a tough one to say. You guys gave Brent Venables a Red River welcoming, and it was just fun to watch. Just the type of football that was being played and just the high intensity that was brought. You feel a little bad for the Oklahoma Sooners. I know you guys don't, but losing with a big old goose egg is not a good way to go out losing. This year, they're looking to get some revenge on you guys, and you know their fans are going to be out in full force just like yours will. It'll be a good showdown, and I'm looking forward to the matchup. They're going to be looking for that revenge, but I think you guys go on a late drive, and you end up winning this one 38-31 against the Oklahoma Sooners, and you handle your business in the Red River Showdown, and you take away any chance that Oklahoma had of winning that game. After an awesome win against Oklahoma, your next game is against Houston. Houston is a very solid team, and I'm looking forward to see what Dana Holgerson's going to do this year. I think they just don't have all the pieces that you guys have or the depth, and your offense really shows out today. You score this game and you win 40-21. This next game is against the BYU Cougars, and anyone that's seen any of my other videos knows that I'm very high up on BYU, and they're going to cause some problems and get some upset wins here and there. They have a strong defense, in my opinion, but again, they just don't have the depth that you guys do. You guys have an opportunity to really show out today. I think it's going to be closer than people expect, and they are going to get some upset wins this year, but it's not against you guys, and you handle your business, winning this one 31-28. This next game is against Kansas State, and Kansas State is going to be a really solid team this year. They're probably already projected. I haven't checked the AP poll very religiously, but you guys, I can expect them to probably be at least a top 20 team. They had so much success winning the Big 12 championship game last season and just overall had a really good season. They're looking to continue finding that same success, and they have the right coach to do it. This is going to be a tough game, and I think they're going to be even more improved on defense. They're going to look to slow it down, and I think this is going to be a shootout at the end. I think they just barely win 31-30, and I hate saying that, guys, but it's only your second loss of the season, and this is a solid Kansas State team, guys. This next game is a game against TCU. Yes, that's right. Sonny Dykes had those guys in the national championship game, and yes, they did get embarrassed on national TV, but don't discredit them because it took a lot of things to happen that went right and to avoid things that went wrong just to even get there. They beat a Michigan team. They barely lost to that very strong Kansas State team that we mentioned a little bit ago. This is going to be another good team, and yes, they do lose some pieces on the offensive side of the ball, but I think their defense is going to improve too. Now, after just losing that heartbreaker to Kansas State, if you're still tuning in, you might be a little discouraged, but guess what? TCU ends up losing this one in a very close contested battle that might come down to the wire, but you guys end up winning this one 31-28. The following week, week number 11, is a game against Iowa State. Iowa State is in utter turmoil. They just lost their running back. Man, this team is just kind of going down the pits under Matt Campbell, and there was a lot of stuff that could have been different, but they were heavily involved in some betting scandals, and they are losing players left and right over it. There's going to be too much dysfunction, and the culture is almost borderline ruined at this point. They're going to lose this one 45-20. Your final game of the season, and you're sitting at an awesome 9-2. You go up against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is looking to do some really good things under Coach McGuire. I think that Texas Tech is going to do some really great things, and they are going to pull up a couple upsets. People will disagree and say they're not upsets because they're really strong Texas Tech Raider fans, and I totally understand that. I think their offense is going to improve even more this year. However, Texas Longhorns, you guys have a solid team. Quinn Ewers is going to be an amazing quarterback this year. That Xavier Worthy, Quinn Ewers connection is going to be really strong, and it's going to be tough for them to overcome at the end of the day. Your defense holds steady as well. You guys win this one against a very up-and-coming Texas Tech team, 38-29. So, guys, I have you at 10-2 on the season overall, which I think is an awesome record. It really improves from the 8-5 record that they had last year, and you can see these steps that Texas Longhorns are making every single season under Sarkisian. Now, we got to continue to stay with him and just continue to hope for the best and just continuously see the offensive defensive improvement, which I genuinely believe is going to happen, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to see some positive things coming, and it's fun watching the Texas Longhorns offense. It's a good, fun, dynamic offense, and they're going to score a lot of points, and a lot of teams aren't going to be ready for them. So, guys, thank you so very much for tuning into my video. As always, like this video. Definitely subscribe so you can see more content that I have coming down the pipeline. And we're going to continue to count down to the number one team of my top 50 teams of this college football season. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.